And welcome to Week 16 of Walk the Plank, the Perry Athletic Department podcast that will take a deep dive into the week that was. Perry Athletics will preview the upcoming week and the events we're going to have over break. As always, joined by Gene Winters, my co-host. Thanks for being here, Gene.
Yeah, even though school season is coming to a quick halt, there's still a lot going on over the next 2 weeks while everyone's on winter break.
Yeah, so we're shooting this on a Thursday afternoon. It's about 2:45. We've got to get our athletes to practice here, but we'll dive into exactly what we've got going on over break. Our last day of school is tomorrow, Friday the 19th, and then we're off of school for 2 weeks, but we still do have quite a bit of events going on, so we'll take a look at those as well. But I'm joined right now by Dante Villalobos Pacheco. He is our male athlete of the week. He's a member of our wrestling team. He had a really nice performance to start the year off over at the North Coast Classic at Independence, which is a huge wrestling meet. We've 40-plus teams there. Dante finished third there. Congratulations on that. So you earned that nomination from Coach Trentinelli. What were you thinking going into that? Obviously, the first event of the year. Did you have a goal, like top 5, top 3? And how did the event turn out for you? Obviously, pretty darn well.
I think the main thing was just having fun there.
Yeah.
That was a big goal of mine. The year prior, I was focusing more on my wins and losses rather than how I actually did them. Okay. So this year, one of my main goals was just to focus on having fun. Okay. And just kind of be loose. And I think I definitely achieved that goal. Right. Down at North Coast.
Yeah.
I just had a fun, probably one of the most fun tournaments I've had in a while.
That's awesome. And those teams, I mean, there's so many teams, there's so many wrestlers, so many mats going. It's a crazy atmosphere. You're wrestling at 138 pounds.
That's correct.
Yes. What did you wrestle last year? And are you about the same, or where were you at last year?
Last year I was at 126.
126. So a pretty big jump. Two weight class jump?
2 weight classes.
Okay. By the way, you get your free meal deal here from the Dairy Queen. So are you having to cut weight at 138, or you got to? I'm sure you got to watch what you eat.
Yeah, I have to watch what I eat, but I mean it's not that bad. That is bad.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sure you can enjoy. If you can't enjoy it now, you can enjoy it in March when the season's over.
That's right.
But congratulations on a great start to the season at that North Coast event. And then last week, our team competed at the Garraway Duels down at Garraway High School. Back from our football playoff experience with them 4 or 5 years ago. We've got a little bit of a rivalry. How was that event? This is one of our first years going down to the Garraway Duels.
It was a different experience. Yeah. The gym was so packed. It was bad. But it was definitely fun tournament there. We had, I think we lost one duel, and that was against Garraway.
Okay.
We lost them by 1.
Wow.
But it was really fun.
How does a duel change from, like, for you personally, going into a duel setting or a single event setting? Does that anything change for you?
It does, yes. So in duels, my main focus is just to get a pin or to not get pinned. But in individual tournaments, it doesn't really matter how I win. It just kind of matters if I win. So, yeah.
Yeah, so in a tournament style, like a Pin City, we'll talk about that event here coming up. It's January 3rd here at Perry High School. Your goal is just to win as much as you can in advance, and goal would be to wrestle for a championship in any invitational. But like you said, that duel, 6 points for a pin, 3 points for a duel, like a match win, 4 points for a now the terms are escaping me. What do you get 4 points for, Dante?
I think it might be
is that a tech?
A major.
A major, and then a tech is 5 points.
Yes,
so there's 3, 4, and 5 points. So Dante's exactly right. Like, it matters if you pin somebody or you don't get pinned. Sometimes that's the difference. And then how many points you can win by. A technical fall earns you certain points. A major earns you certain points. So it's very numbers driven. I know Coach Bezzing and Coach Trentinelli are always crunching numbers in those situations. Does that get us ready for that Garraway Duels, get us ready for state duels, which will be, because it's hard to jump sort of back and forth, that mentality, all right, I'm just going to go win however I can, or now I've got to go get a pin. Does it get ready for the state duels, which will be competing here later in the season in February?
Yes, definitely does. I believe it does.
And for you, you mentioned jumping weight classes. So was that, let's say your season ends last year, are you approaching Coach Trentinelli? Is he approaching you? How did you guys decide to jump a couple of weight classes and that would be your best fit for this year?
Well, I kind of just ate a lot over the summer, so maybe gained a lot of weight. But I was thinking about 44 or 138, and I thought 138 would be the best weight class for me. Right. So I decided 138.
Okay.
going from 126 to 130, like, do you still feel mobile and obviously a little bit more weight on, but I'm sure that kind of probably benefits you
Yeah,
in
it does.
some areas.
Yes, it definitely does. I mean, I feel the best I've felt at a weight class ever. So that's definitely the weight class that's like for me.
Good. And tell us a little bit about your wrestling background. When did you start wrestling? How long have you been at it? How did you get involved?
I started in 3rd grade.
Okay.
I didn't really take it seriously until 6th.
Yeah.
And my 7th and 8th grade year were, I took it seriously, but not as much as I could.
Right.
And then my 9th grade years were like, I really took a big jump. So yeah.
Good.
And what clicked to make it to make you think, you know what, this is what I'm good at. I can excel at this. It's time to take things more seriously.
I think when I placed at state my 8th grade year was a big jump for me, because I realized that I'm like good at this.
Yeah.
So
you can actually
yeah,
do this
yeah, I
thing,
can
right?
actually do this. That's right.
And then so you place as an 8th grader. What are some of your goals now that you're at the high school level and on the varsity level? What are some of your goals individually, and do the team have any goals as well for this year?
So I think our main team goal is to make state duels.
Okay,
and
right.
Hopefully place like top 3. That's
Right.
our main team goal. My individual goal is to place at state this year.
Okay.
So it's a big jump from last year, but I think I can do it.
So where did you end up last year? Tell us a little bit about your
took-
postseason experience.
I took 6 at districts.
So right there, the top
Yeah, right
4
there.
go to state.
Top 4 go to state,
So
that's right.
you were in the you wrestled for 5th and 6th, which if you got 5th, you go as an alternate.
That's
So top 4, so you got to move up a couple of places. What did you do in the off season to get better or to sort of keep your craft up? Because obviously, what a lot of people may not know is like, oh, wrestling starts on November 14th and it ends March 14th, and it's not like you're showing up on November 14th and say, especially with that goal as a state qualifier, like, all right, we're going to show up today and wrestle. What are you doing in the off season to get ready for your season?
Well, I had a freestyle season right after my folk style, so that took me to from spring to summer, and then we had all summer training.
Right.
And then after that, during fall we would just practice preseason practices. So that's what we did.
So just trying to get in shape a little bit,
Yeah.
get ready for when that grind starts, because it
Yeah.
really is a grind. That
Yeah, it
November
is.
to March is like, whether you're cutting weight, but you're practicing every day, you're competing multiple times a week. Oh, by the way, we are hosting a try match tomorrow at home. So Friday night, 6 p.m. in the main gym. Come on out and support our wrestling program as we do a try. But
As you jump now weight classes, are you with the goal of getting to states? Are you kind of just watching other film now, trying to get familiar with new athletes? Because again, I'm sure at 126 you knew potential targets that you had to get to, or different guys that you might end up wrestling. At 136, are you now looking and projecting out to, hey, I might face this guy at West G, or this guy over here is at the top of the class that I need to get to?
No, not really. I mean, I don't really focus on rankings. Rankings
Okay.
are just like a number to me.
yeah.
So I just focus on my style, and I won't let like another wrestler affect how I wrestle.
And
So
meets and things like that take a good while. So what's
Yeah.
your pre-match routine? You get to an event, maybe you're 6th in the rotation this time. Are you a music guy? Are you sitting by yourself? How do you get yourself ready? And then how do you stay engaged after your match as you continue to win and advance?
well, I listen to a lot of music before I have a match, so that's a big one. Keeps me calm.
Yeah.
And then after my match, I'll have a couple sprints down and back just to help myself cool down, and then I'll eat something. So yeah.
Get ready for the next one.
Get ready for the
Load
next
up
one,
and
that's
ready
right.
to go. All right, Dante. Well, congrats on a great start to the year.
Thank
That
you.
big 3rd place finish at Independence in the North Coast Classic. And before we get you out of here, I know you got to get to practice. I just talked to Coach Trentinelli. We got to get you over into the room here, but just some get to know you questions here. What is your favorite food?
I think burgers from Buffalo Wild Wings.
Okay, very specific.
That's
I
right.
like it because I'd follow up. Where's your burger place? So BW3 Burgers. Favorite subject in school, Dante?
Math.
Math. All right.
Yeah.
Favorite movie, or if not a movie, a series or a show, TV wise.
I like Interstellar.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good one. Any hobbies? We talked about your off season. You're entrenched here in the wrestling season right now. You're doing off season stuff. Any hobbies away from the mat?
Nothing really, just wrestling.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, good.
That's
Focus.
right.
That's
Right.
right.
That's good there. Favorite app or game on your phone?
I think Instagram or TikTok. One of the
Okay,
two.
yeah, that's pretty
basic.
common.
That's
That's all right.
common.
Yep. Do you have TikTok yet, Mr.
No.
Winters? Okay.
No, I think that's what I'm staying away from.
Oh, okay. Little scary.
Yeah, right. All the
Okay.
dance, not anymore.
Okay. Favorite memory, Dante, from any of your experiences at Perry? We used to say, athletic event or something, but any of the times that you've experienced here, whether it's something on the academic side or a field trip or a sporting event, what are some of your favorite memories from Perry going to be?
I think Mr. Rice always making fun of me in class.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a fun
He's
one.
good at that. He's got a
Yeah, he
little
is.
quick wit. You never know where he's coming from.
That's right.
Dante, if you could visit anywhere in the world, where would you go? If money's not an object, where would you head?
I think Italy.
Italy.
Italy,
Good
yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
All right, Dante, we'll get you out of here so you can go
All
to
right,
practice.
thank you.
Congrats very much
you.
on a great start to the year.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here and spending some time. Yep, you can exit stage left because then we're gonna stay with the wrestling theme here.
Yes.
Mr. Winters and Abby Cornwell is going to be joining us as our female athlete of the week. Abby, congratulations.
Hi, thank
Yeah.
you.
Welcome back, Abby. If you tuned in last year, and Abby was definitely on the show last year, and for her wrestling and qualifying for state and the whole 9 yards. But Abby, you're back. It's a new year.
Yes.
We're going to talk about some of your off-season stuff and some of your goals as well. But let's talk a little bit about these first couple of meets, matches, tournaments for you guys. We started out the same week that Dante and the guys went over to Independence. We were at Madison for that tournament. How did that go?
It went pretty well. I
Yeah.
took second place.
Okay.
It was a learning experience. I went for my first place match, wrestling
Yeah.
for first place, and this girl got me in a cradle several
Yeah.
times,
Okay.
which it needed to happen because over the off season and even in season,
Yeah.
I was struggling with like ending up in this position where
Yeah.
I would get cradled,
Right.
and so that, I guess I was like finally the straw that broke the camel's back, and really made me get in the room, and I practiced like all week just trying to fix
So you
mistake.
don't get stuck in that cradle position
Yeah.
again, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Madison, great start to the year. Second place finish. I mean, that's the good news. You lose in the championship match, never a bad thing. And then we're going to a very similar to the North Coast. We're going to the Ironman tournament,
Yeah.
which is, again, one of the premier events almost nationwide. We have teams from 5-6 states coming in to compete in
Yeah.
that level. It's been a long time on the guys' side. It's been a tournament for 40-plus years on the guys. We've transitioned to the girls, and it's just as hard. And so when I tell you that she finished 8th, you're going to be like, oh, that's not great. But I can tell you it is a meat grinder of a tournament.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I mean, some of that competition that you're going to see there. So we finished 8th in that tournament. The fact that you placed is a huge accomplishment, and really it's probably why you're sitting in the chair here today, because of what you're able to do at that at the Iron Man tournament. Talk to us a little bit about that experience and how you think it's going to benefit you down the road.
Like I said, the Madison tournament really got like in my head. So it really helped me for this tournament. Like I said, like I practiced all week,
Yeah.
just moving on bottom, because that's where I was struggling. And going to Ironman, I guess I had more motivation
Yeah.
than normal.
Sure.
Because normally when I go to like a big tournament, I'm like my normal self, like
right.
just ready to wrestle. But
Yeah.
this time I had like more motivation behind it,
Okay.
and like I had something I wanted to prove on the mat for not only like everyone else but for myself.
Yeah.
And so that was a lot of fun. And I was able to get in with like some different girls.
Yeah.
And I actually surprisingly like knew a lot of the
Yeah,
girls
right, okay.
just from seeing them around and
Sure.
stuff. But actually competing with like them
Yeah.
was, and like being in a different environment was really fun, and it was great. I loved
That's
it.
awesome.
And for you, as you continue to improve, do you look back at last year at all and say, you know what, I had a fantastic run. This went wrong for me. Obviously, you're talking about this year and you know what adjustments you want to make. Do you pull anything from last year that you tried to improve on, and has it been working into this season?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Like I said, that bottom position
Yeah.
that I would catch myself in all the time. And like just trying to focus on moving on the mat and just really like paying attention to what I'm doing. And that's pretty much it.
Now, when you say moving on the mat? Or is it, once you lock, you get engaged with another girl, or how does the moving part, or is it when you find yourself on your back? Like what moving part are we talking about?
Honestly, all of the
All of
above.
it?
All of the above. I'm just trying to stay better on bottom. I don't want to
Okay.
be stuck on bottom as much. Got to get those points. Even though it's 1 point, got to get it. And then trying to set up my shots and just focusing on stuff like that. Really narrowing on the things I need to work on.
And talk a little bit about, so again, last year you made it down to the state tournament, ended up placing at the state level. What are some of your goals for you this year?
I would like to place higher at state
Yeah.
this year. I don't really know, nothing specific yet,
right.
but just higher, better than 7th. And I think if I keep up with like what I'm doing and keep up with like practicing,
Yeah.
I'm sure I can. And honestly, that's really my only
Yeah.
goal right now.
And so with that goal in mind, what did your off season look like? So a similar question that we had with Dante, like what are you guys doing in that off season to get ready for, the grind of this long wrestling season?
It was a lot similar to like last year. Me and Gigi, we would go and find tournaments to like wrestle and compete at. We would find camps. We would also stay after, like come here and stay
Yeah.
after and
Yeah.
practice, and
Yeah.
until we just got like a move down. And then now that we've kind of got like a bigger girls team, we would come and like do like group practices
Yeah.
too, and even working with like the guys and stuff. So that was nice, and like just being able to have more time on the mat and practice
Great.
really helped.
And you mentioned the roster numbers going up. How many girls are there this year, and how does that help you guys as a team having more individuals wrestle?
I think it's great. It really brings us all together, and it's really fun too because we got a lot of new people. So like, especially with like us older girls, knowing a little bit more and like teaching them how to like set up a shot, how to just like everyone's just teaching them something else. So they're learning something like a different style from everyone else, which is fun to watch. And like watching them win their matches is really fun, and like just being the team is really great.
And does that help you at all, as well as you're helping teach and get these girls up to where they need to be? Does it help you at all, maybe going back to some of the basics, like maybe something that you
Yeah.
forgot about now that you're reincorporating into your?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. And like also teaching, like trying to show someone else something new really like helps compartmentalize it in your brain and like make it make more sense than just like doing it, I guess.
Yeah, and that repetitive nature
Yep.
too. Everything, just that, whether it's muscle memory or whatever you want to call it, but just the you teaching it, like you said, just reinforcing that. So.
Yeah.
All right, Abby. Well, congrats on a great start. I'm sure we will have you back toward the end of the year here as we go. We'll have some updates as we go through the season, but then obviously with Columbus, your goal, if you get back down there, we'll have you on and we'll preview that little
All
run
right.
that we'll have. And before we let you go, we'll get to our get to know you questions. We'll see. You can go back and check versus last year, see if anything's changed.
man.
But that's all right. There's no wrong answers here. What's your favorite food?
I think I would have to say like a veggie roll, like
Okay.
sushi type
All right.
deal.
Sushi. There you go.
Yes.
Favorite subject in school?
Ooh, probably English.
Okay. Favorite movie, or if not a movie, a show, television series?
I don't know if I really have any.
Okay.
I'm not a big movie person.
Not a movie or a
show
TV
person.
show. All right. No problem. That's not a bad thing. Hi, this is a new question. These next couple. Hobbies away from your sport.
This past summer I got really interested in like doing nails.
Okay,
So
cool.
I've been dabbling in some
All right.
cosmetology stuff.
There you go. Excellent.
Yeah.
Favorite app or game on your phone?
I would have to say Snapchat. I
Okay.
text a lot of my friends on there.
And so far, what's your favorite memory from Perry? Again, can be anything. Run the gamut from academic, field trip, athletics. What are some of your favorite memories so far?
Oh man, I don't think anything really tops my last time.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think just being here, honestly.
Yeah.
Like there's just so many memories. Like it's
Awesome.
hard to pick one.
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
That's a
right.
positive. Something's going right if that's the case. So that's good. Visit anywhere in the world, Abby. Where are you headed?
Oh, Hawaii again.
Hawaii. There you go. All right, Abby Cornwell, our female athlete of the week. Thanks for being here,
Thank
Abby.
you.
Appreciate your
Thank
time.
Thank you.
Coach Dominus is waiting for you in the room, so I talked with her a little bit ago. Congrats and best of luck the rest of the year. Oh, your certificate. Don't forget that. Whenever you can use it, use it. Thanks, Abby. Good luck
Yeah.
this weekend.
So a lot going on, both boys and girls, both wrestling. As you mentioned, the boys will be here. Are the girls here as well? Or I kinda
No,
missed that
boys,
when you-
and we had some injuries last week on the mat out at that Ironman tournament. So the girls aren't going to Findlay this weekend like we had planned. They're going to go to Hubbard on Sunday, so that'll be their next event.
Gotcha. Okay, but the boys will be here tomorrow on Friday. So get out here and
6
support
p.m.
them.
Yep, we were ready to go. We're gonna we had another couple of injuries on the boys' side, so we actually are gonna postpone our senior night, where that was already scheduled for tomorrow night, because we do have a limited number of home events. We
Sure.
have 2 duels, we have Pin City, and that's really about it. Unlike this next sport we're going to talk about, we have a lot of home duels.
Yes.
With swimming, and our head swim coach is Brian Scheider. Coach, thanks for being here. Appreciate the time. We know we got to get you to practice as well. We're shooting a little bit later in the afternoon than we're accustomed to. But yes, so as I mentioned, the swim schedule is full. We swim usually Tuesday or Wednesday, and then have a weekend event as well. And because we're one of the few schools with a pool, we do host a lot of events.
We host a lot,
Yeah,
yeah.
just talk about, I guess, what goes into it, because again, I don't think our audience out there, if they've never been to a swim meet, I see parents down there timing with stopwatches. We've got this buzzer system. All the craziness that goes into a meet.
Yeah, we probably have 10 or 12 home meets out of
Yeah,
the 16 that
right.
we have all year. We have a great group of parents.
Yeah.
It takes 12 timers, announcer, starter, at least 15 people to pull off
Yeah.
all the awesome meets that we have here.
And it's similar, like wrestling, and even though we don't host as many for wrestling that we do for swim, but both of those sports are very labor-intensive sports. They require a lot of, as Coach just said, 15 people on the swim side. To run Pin City, we need probably 25 or 30 people at tables, keeping score, stats, concessions, all of the stuff. So we really appreciate those two sports and their parents, because they pretty much have to volunteer in order to get this thing run. With just the way it is. So we know they go above and beyond to do that. So we certainly are appreciative of that. We're a couple of meets into the season here, Coach. Here we are. It's mid-December-ish. How is the season going so far? Let's just do a little quick recap of where we're at so far, both on the boys and the girls side.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well. The girls, I think, are 3-1. The boys
Yeah.
are 2-2.
Yep.
We start end of October,
Yeah.
and we're already, this Saturday is the halfway point of the season already.
That's
and
crazy.
that's so fast. The meets, we swimming a couple of different people this year just to mix it up.
Yeah.
It gets boring swimming the same 10 teams again and again. So that's been cool. We had Wycliffe this year. We're adding a couple others, and the Perry Invitational and the 10th of January.
Right.
We're looking at probably 500 kids again this year, so it's
Wow.
very exciting. Last couple of years, there's been other conference meets on
Yeah.
that day, and so people haven't been able to attend, but I've gotten a lot of emails now. So.
Yeah, so January 3rd will be Pin City. Huge day. And then January 10th, following Saturday,
Right.
boys and girl. Are we splitting them up into thing, or we're just running straight through?
I think we're going to
combo?
split them up again.
Okay.
We did that a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It helps control the amount of people.
Yeah, so we'll either do boys or girls in the morning, and then the afternoon, evening session do the opposite, just
Right.
because that way you don't have people sitting around all day waiting
Right.
and waiting and waiting. So, but with 500 swimmers, we're thrilled to host that event. It's one of my favorite events of the year, because we do get to see so many kids, and we get to use our facilities again that we're very, very fortunate to
Being
have.
right after
so.
break is like everybody gets right back into the groove of school, and then
Yeah.
you have this big meet. So
Right.
everybody's just a little rested after grinding
Yeah.
all of Christmas break.
Sure.
So there's usually a lot of good times there.
Well, this question might not make sense now, but I didn't realize you were already halfway through your season.
Yeah.
But my question was going to be, as you navigate through your season, at what point do you know, we are going to excel at this area, or I'm very strong here, maybe a little weak here. When do you know? After a couple meets? Is it, midway through, closer to the end?
Right about now, we're
Okay.
starting to, get our traction and figure out where we are. Like we've had a couple of dual meets and an invitational, but January gets really, really busy. There's a huge, there's 3 actually in our district, meets on Saturday. That's going to probably shuffle up the rankings. Brody is currently top 5 in the state in the 50 and the fly. He will be in the 100 after Saturday. Noel is in the top 20 in the state right now. We have rankings in the district with everybody else in our relays. So we're really looking forward to some good swims on Saturday. We're going out to Spire with about 700 kids.
So that'll be a big one as
Yep.
well.
Yeah.
So that right before break, and then you get there's really no downtime like everybody thinks. So it's break, and we get this, and no, I mean they're swimming. You're pretty much swimming every day. Maybe not on Christmas Day, maybe not on New Year's Day, but every other day. You've got it's just talk about that consistency and why it's important that we don't miss a practice. It's a little bit different than like a basketball. If a basketball team takes a day or two off, it is what it is. But the consistency needed for that aerobic, conditioning you need to swim.
Right. It's a training sport. So
Yeah.
the more you train, pretty much the better you're going to be. Brody's going year round.
Yeah.
He takes, I think, a week off in April, and that's about it. Yeah, we start at the end of October, and we are 6 days a week.
Right.
And going into break, we have off Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Day.
Right.
We're trying to fit in some Sundays if we can.
right.
A lot of the freshman families are starting to figure some things
Yeah,
out.
like,
They're like,
whoa.
wait a minute.
Hold on.
Right.
It's break.
Talking to my wife today about like trying to figure out, when my son's going to have practices, both of them, and like it goes. Even the 7th grader, he's got them all break.
Yeah. It's crazy.
We had Brody on last week, obviously a nominee that you had for us. But what have you seen from him this year? Obviously, a senior year, holds basically every Perry record that's out there. Where have you seen him grow, and have you seen a little bit of a difference in him this year being a senior?
Yes. So we talked before the season started. I said, look, what are you trying to get out the last year? We're going to reset the board. Yes. So his plan. He already got the breaststroke.
Right.
That was the hardest one for him. So
And he
we're
said
gonna-
he's retiring.
Yeah. So that's the plan for all the dual meets. He has been. Last year he was very business. He's working to get recruited. He's doing all the things, and he was very business. This year he's opened up a lot.
Yeah.
Seems to be having a lot more fun. He's taking guys under his wing, trying
Yeah.
to show all the new kids all the things, and he's really becoming a very good leader.
Well, it's exciting to hear because I understand everybody wants to do their best, right? Everybody always wants to put their best foot forward, and that's what we love about our kids here at Perry. Like I've always said, our kids will literally run through a brick wall for you as a coach. And I don't really care what the sport is. That's pretty much our mentality. And Brody's no different. So yeah, that pressure he's putting on himself, and I want to do well. And when he came on last week, he's like, you know what? I'm just going out and having fun.
Yeah.
And I want to do well. I'm gonna work my tail off, but I'm gonna enjoy it. It's my senior year. I'm gonna have fun. And it was sort of good to hear Dante say that. Even
Yeah,
that mentality can take you a long way.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean you're not working hard. Let me say that again. Like you're still gonna put the time and the effort and the dedication in, but your mentality is just a little bit different. Like, listen, I'm gonna go have fun. If it doesn't go my way, it's okay. I'm gonna work harder. And come back and be even better. So I love the mentality. I love the fact that he's leading, and because that boys team is bigger. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yes.
It finally got some numbers where we want to get them.
The boys team is larger than the girls team this year for the first time
right.
since I've been here. It's
Right.
great. So we're already like looking at all the teams in the CVC. Like where are we compared to this,
Yeah.
this? Beechwood's going to be tough, but
Yep.
we'll see what we can get when we get to their middle of January.
Yeah, right. And that'll be around the corner. So we go invitational on the 10th, CVC 17th.
Yeah, we
right.
got there.
So we're
Yeah.
right back-to-back weeks are going to be big swim weeks.
And for you, obviously, we know a lot about Brody. Is there one boy or maybe a couple that you're looking for to have that breakout season or to take that next step that you've been waiting for them to, finally, I don't want to say figure it out, but maybe believe in themselves?
Yes, Landon he's ranked in the district right now in 500 and the 200. He exploded this year
Landon
so far.
Avery, yeah.
Yes, he's working really hard and it's showing off in all the meets. We're waiting for McCoy to be okay to come back
a little bit more
Yep.
healed up, a little bit more healthy. Yeah.
He's been in the pool doing his PT.
Yeah.
His first meet will be Saturday, so we'll see how
Okay.
he gets and how the rest of the year goes for him too. So all our relays will be set, ready to go here.
Is he a little bit ahead of schedule, or where obviously? So if you don't know out there in the world, McCoy Richards, had a major injury, a broken leg in week 3 of football. So it was like September 5th, and we're 3 months later, and he's in the pool swimming. Is he a little bit ahead, or is this what the plan was all along?
Talking to the family, I think this has been the plan. They
Okay.
were waiting for the surgeon finally okayed everything last week, and now it's physical therapist kind of feeling their way through till he's ready to go. But he went off the blocks. He's
Okay.
doing all the things. So
It's great.
yeah,
It's great to see.
It's impressive. Like
Yeah, absolutely.
I saw the video of when he got hurt. That was I can't honestly. I'm impressed that he's in the pool. Like,
Yeah,
it was
sure.
really bad, but he's working it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's great to see it.
And you kind of touched on the girls, maybe the numbers not as high as the boys, but what have you seen from them so far? Where are they going to excel this year?
They are 6-time CBC champions. So, like I said, we're already looking at Independence is our biggest rival in our division, and we're like 1 second away from this relay. We're really trying to get everybody paired up so that they're ready to go. Noelle is doing great. Kira is senior this year. She's been working real hard doing some of the distance things with her cross-country background. So that's, yeah.
And for you, and maybe we touched on this last year, so I'm sorry if we're rehashing it again, but numbers are important. You're preaching numbers to the kids all year round?
Right.
Okay. 'Cause,
Yes,
some
so-
coaches, this is where, and we've talked about this, I've been so surprised that all of the coaches here, the kids know the numbers. They know where they have to get to. They know they have to hit this,
Right.
where before it was like kind of taboo to talk about.
On the bulletin board, we have a list of everybody's time so far, and we update it every week. So they know where they are. We practice sprinting. That's kind of our mentality. All the high school events are sprints except for one. So if your 100 is a minute, to try and get that faster, you got to do this 25 and a 14. You got to, we're constantly going through that every single day. So they know where they have to be every single practice.
And graduation always a factor. You obviously
Yeah.
graduated a bunch last year. How's this freshman crop looking?
Great. We had a lot more than expected, to be honest, which is awesome. I met a couple of them over the summer at summer meets. They're taking everything in stride.
Yeah.
I try to, everybody, they always get afraid of the 500s, 20 laps. Like you do 10 times that at practice, but but getting up for that event, and so I call it the gauntlet. At some point, all the new kids are going to run the gauntlet. They do the 500, they get out, do the relay, get out, do the backstroke, right back to back to back. And so far, 2 of them have gone through. They've done it, and they're like, whew, now they're done. But
right.
it's next man up. They're all practicing together. They're all doing what they need to do, and it's working pretty great.
All right, Coach Scheider, thanks so much for being here and spending some time with us. We'll get you over to your practice. We'll definitely have you back on. As it's crazy to say that we're halfway through the season
Right.
already. But as we get into, obviously, January with the Perry invite, January 10th, CVC, January 17th, we'll update as we go and then get you back on here in February as we start to approach sectionals and districts. Where are they going to be this year? I've heard some different things potentially.
Yeah, Spire decided they signed a college thing for during sectionals week. So we're going to CSU 2 weeks in a row.
2
So
weeks in a
sectionals will
row.
be at CSU, and the week after districts will also be there.
Okay.
They had to get a waiver from the state.
Right? Oh my
To do
goodness.
it.
To do it both back
do
to back?
at the
or is
same
that
place.
at the
Yeah,
same
'cause they're not
place?
supposed to be at the same place.
Yeah, got it. There's
So-
just not a lot of facilities that can host that kind of
No, right. That meet is like 8 800 to 1,000 kids. We have the biggest sectional in the state.
Right.
And yeah.
Well, and it typically, to foreshadow that a little bit and talk about the state tournament, when we go down there, we see there's different districts throughout the state, 4 different districts that bring their kids to the state meet. But it seems like the Northeast always, not dominates, is probably a strong word, but like we've got a lot of really, high finishers
Right.
from the Northeast. It's a brutal district to get out of.
It is, very much so. Swimming is very big in Northeast Ohio.
Yeah.
We had our own, what's called an LSC for USA Swimming, just along the lake. Like we have so many. At states, it's pretty much Cleveland versus Cincinnati.
Right.
It's pretty much how it goes.
Right. All right. Well, again, we'll get you back on here so we can preview that. Best of luck on the rest of the season, and good luck. We'll hopefully we get those 500 kids in and out of our pool on January
That's
10th,
right.
and we get to raise some money for our swim program. They run this again. The parents are great. They run concessions for us, and we get some entry fees and different things involved.
Best breakfast
in there.
sandwiches and around.
That's right.
how-
Perfect. All right, Coach Shire, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate the time.
Yeah. So again, it's another exciting time. Halfway through
Yeah.
the year already, and that's the part. Once you get going, and we talked about this during the fall season.
Yeah.
Once the season starts, it's that quick sprint, and you
Yeah.
blink, and it's already over.
It's crazy, and they're one of the like it's crazy because wrestling's sort of not even close to halfway yet. Their first day of practice was November 14th. Swim started like October 24th, so there's almost a month in between there, and I'm not sure why the OHSA sets it up that way, but maybe there's some space in between the postseason tournaments and the state tournaments. But it is what it is. Right? Swimming is halfway done with their season, and we've got some of our biggest events ahead of us. Obviously, it'll be they're pumped up and ready to go for this meet at Spire on Saturday, and then heavy practice over break, heavy practices, and then boom, we're right into the Perry Invite and then CVC, and then it's really a downhill sprint because you're talking CVC's January 17th and sectionals will be like February 8th, 9th, 10th, somewhere in that range, and so it won't be too much longer.
Yeah, so we've knocked out wrestling both on the boys and girls side, swim on the boys and girls side. So let's go to basketball. Let's start with the boys because they are in action here tonight. 0-2 on the season, but 2 tough losses. One to Harvey, which we've talked about, but over the weekend, a very, very good Hawken team was here. And the score might not indicate that it was close, but that game never felt out of reach.
It wasn't out of reach at all, and I think I give a ton of credit to our kids and our coaches that they went out and competed. In a very tough situation because everybody knows Hawken has every starter back, plus one, the Moorhead kid, who's their starting quarterback, came out and played basketball this year, and he's 6'5" or 6'6",
Right.
so just the size alone creates issues. And so we know we're an underdog in that game, we've only had one scrimmage and one game, and they've had all these games. But again, we're moving past that. We're not using that as an excuse at all. So we have to go out and compete, and we did. And we certainly were right there. It was always a 10 to 12 point game. And then, they pulled away a little bit there at the end, and we lose by 16 or 18 points. But again, they were in the Final Four last year, lost to Glenville, and I'm sure their goals are to be back again. So we're moving on from that one. We will see them again. They're in our region or our division of the CVC. So we'll see them again in January. We do head to South tonight for a triple header, freshman JV and varsity contest over at South. And then we turn around and host West G on Saturday. So another triple header on Saturday, 2:30, 3:45, and 5 o'clock. So we're going to have back-to-back events. We've got wrestling on Friday night and boys basketball here on Saturday.
And we'll touch on their game against Lake Catholic in a minute, but girls basketball, because that's going to be part of a quad header, however you want to phrase it. But girls basketball, they're now 6-0, remain undefeated in the conference. Since the last time we were here, a big win against Harvey, an even bigger win against West G on Tuesday night, and that was a fantastic performance from Mia Lynch in that game.
Yeah, and I give all the entire team some credit because West G came out, we jumped on them 14-0 or whatever the score was at the beginning, and you knew, like I think we said on the telecast that night, like you don't see many teams who are down 14 or 16 points press. Yep. Usually that's some I guess to get back into it. So I'm like, man, they're sort of giving us some easy baskets, but that's how they play. They're
Yeah.
they're up and down the floor. They like to create chaos and havoc, and they were able to do that to us a little bit in the second half and made it a much closer game. We ended up winning by 6. They cut it to 6 a couple of times. Never got it closer than that, but we persevered through those rough waters, so to speak. And yeah, Mia was sort of our guiding light there. She had 39 points, 15 rebounds. 3 points away. We got a lot of questions. What is the scoring record for a game? It's 42. It's actually held by her aunt, Dana Tharp. So I know that was the family had some fun with that going back and forth. But 39-point, tremendous performance by Mia. And again, all of our girls stepped up when we needed to step up and put an end to the West G run. They were cutting the lead, and then somebody would always step up with a basket or something, or a big stop defensively. And so that was a big win for us. It's a CVC matchup. It's a CVC game. Keeps us in first place in the CVC, keeps us undefeated on the season, and really sets us up well for this coming weekend.
Yeah.
We go to Orange on Friday. So, again, wrestling's here Friday night. The girls are at Orange at 6 p.m. It's a varsity-only contest. And then same for Saturday, varsity only at Canfield. I haven't checked their record. I'm assuming they're either undefeated or have one loss. One loss. They're a perennial powerhouse for sure in the Youngstown area, but even statewide. And we play these games like we talked with Coach and Favi last week to get us ready for the postseason. So we want to go compete. Our plan is to go in there and get a win and travel back up north on Route 11 with a victory. But even if we don't, we're going to get some fantastic experience against a very quality opponent.
Yeah, and then coming up next week, since we don't have a show next week, the boys and girls will both play on Tuesday, the 23rd.
Yeah.
Boys will actually start the day, I think, at 11 a.m. and take us through until the girls.
Yeah, so here's the schedule. 11 a.m. boys freshmen, 12:15 boys JV, 1:30 boys varsity. We have a mini break there in between. So the boys will probably be done, if it's a 1:30 tip for the varsity, we'll be done by 3:15. And then at 3:45, girls JV, 5 o'clock, girls varsity. So we've got 5 games back to back on top of each other. We're calling it the Santa Slam, day. We were going to have a couple of trophies for the winning teams in the varsity games for the boys and the girls. We're trying to get the uniforms coordinated even. So Lake Catholic is going to wear their green. We're going to wear our red. And we may flip Madison around. They be in their white, and we'll be in our red. We'll see where that goes. But, yeah, trying to do a little holiday-themed day of basketball here at Perry should be a fun experience for everybody.
What went into Lake Catholic? I know the boys played Madison twice throughout the year.
Yeah.
Was it just a scheduling that was already – this was already on the schedule, and it just so happened that this was the doubleheader?
We've had them at home on this date, this corresponding date, the last couple of times. So, like last year, we went and played there. It was a February game.
Mm-hmm.
It was whatever. When it's their turn, because the way it works out from a contract standpoint, when you sign a contract with a team, it's usually a 2-year. 1 would be at Perry, 1 year would be at Lake Catholic. So they don't have this event necessarily, so we play them whenever we can fit it in. When we have them here, we like to play on this date and get them involved in our holiday. There's schools that have holiday tournaments and different things, and it's not that, but it's a good day of to get the boys and the girls to play on the same day, and hopefully they come and support each other. And I know Mindy Allen, our assistant AD, is trying to get our student sections improved and those numbers to get better. So we're keeping our fingers crossed that we get some students in the seats here on Tuesday for those home games.
So there you go. For all the parents asking me, I don't make the decision. There it is.
Yeah,
That's the reason that it's Lake Catholic and Madison and not both Madison on the same day.
Yeah, and our girls don't play Lake Catholic, so that's the issue there. Madison, we've done Madison on the same day before, never on the right around Christmas, but we've done it before, and I'm sure we'll do it again. Those are fun games.
And then the last one, which is your new club sport for this year, boys and girls bowling.
Yep. Yeah, they're rolling. They had Berkshire Wednesday night, and we fell short there, but we competed. We're in every match that we have. We lost the other night by 33 pins, which that sounds like a lot. Because if you lose a football game by 33 points or a basketball game by 33, that's a lot. That's a lot. Bowling is not that way because you have 5 people across and you're taking scores and adding them up. So if you really divide 33 by 5, it's only, we lost about 6 pins per bowler. So we're right there competing, and we're going to continue to get better. Coach Cannon had said that, they've got 3 kids now above 150, 160 average, which, again, just that consistency is what you're looking for there. And I give them credit because, again, they're going off campus, so to speak. Yeah. They're going to Sunny Lanes in Geneva. They're funding everything. The parents have to fund it. They did get a grant, which will help them, alleviate having to pay too much money for it. But it's off and running, yeah. Yeah,
and at 150 or 160 average, again, 300 if you bowl, a perfect game every single time. Right. So you're right over, the midway point for these young athletes that are giving it a whirl this year to get this club sport off and running.
Yep, absolutely.
So yeah, I mean that's a lot going on in this short amount of time. But again, wrestling is going to be at home while the kids are on break. Yes. Basketball is going to be here. There's enough events going on over the next couple of weeks once the kids leave tomorrow. So get out here and support all of the Perry Athletics.
And again, we'll take a couple of week break here as well from the pod. So this is week 16. We'll be back with week 17 sometime the week of January 5th. So when we're back in school and we have access to the kids and we can get our athletes of the week on, that's what our next broadcast will be for our podcast. But in between then, like even December 30th, we've got boys and girls basketball are both in action. Girls are at Geneva that day on December 30th. Boys will host Lakeside. And then wrestling that Saturday the 3rd will be Pin City. We've got 16 teams coming here for a huge tournament. And again, that's another one of my favorite days because it's just our facility is full. It's packed. We've got 6 mats laid out there in the field house, bleachers all over the place. It's filled. And then swimming, like I said earlier, is the next week. So it's a great couple of weeks. And, we just hope everybody enjoys their time over the holidays here, whether it's friends or family. Sort of a time to recharge the batteries a little bit and relax. But I know most of our athletes will be here pretty much every day practicing. But it's a good time to sort of catch up with friends and family. So we certainly wish everybody the happiest of the holiday seasons. And we will be back the week of January 5th. Until then, go Pirates.